All right, get him admitted there. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about Google business profiles, right? Do we all have a Google business profile already? Or maybe you do, you don't really leverage it or use it, or you don't really know the ins and outs of how you can optimize it, what's important, right? Google is, well, the largest search engine in the world. It's the most visited website in the world. Does anybody know what number 2 is? Second most visited website in the world. Does anybody want to take a guess? Has a lot to do with Google. Has a lot to do with video, right? YouTube. YouTube is the second most trafficked site in the world. And Google owns YouTube. So Google is a big part of our lives when it comes to marketing and branding. All right, I'm going to change this so there's no waiting room and everybody can just come in so I can.
Justin, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please do.
I had a Google business page before, but it was under my different Gmail. And unfortunately, when I moved to HomeSmart, I have to create a different email, right? A Gmail, and I have no access to the old one. So was that something that we could recreate, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so I'll talk a lot about like how Google has changed in terms of communication to us in the last year. It's a lot more difficult to, right? They don't have like a call center or something. And if you email them, may the odds be ever in your favor. But, if you don't have access to that Google or Gmail account anymore, it's going to be very tough to get in there and delete it. You can certainly create another one. You can certainly create another Google business page or profile. It just have to be through a separate Google account, so they don't like link the two together, because we don't kind of want that. But Jenny, if you email me or if you get with your EOG rep and they can get in contact with me, and I can kind of help you with that unique situation.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. You guys, just like if you guys have questions as we go through this, please stop me in my tracks, because I'm very good at keep going and knowing where we left off. I just prefer to answer questions as it's fresh on our mind. And if you have questions, most likely it will help another agent. So don't be afraid to unmute yourself or drop in the chat box, and we will get it answered. Now, by the end, I'm going to give you guys this. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to bring it to EOG, but that's okay, because it's still very useful. It is an optimization checklist for Google. So it's going to go through. This is a great starting point if you have a Google business profile to get in there and kind of go through an audit. Okay, so we talked about an online presence audit before a couple weeks ago, and this is a great thing for you to be able to kind of audit your Google business profile and your online presence as a whole, because Google is a huge part of your online presence, and you're going to see how the business profile correlates with that. So I'm going to go in and we're going to present this. I'm going to go through some slides, and we're going to learn some stuff, and then I'm going to jump into an actual Google business profile to show you what that looks like. I'll go briefly how you can actually set one up, where you would go for that website. I have a personal one. However, because I've been doing these trainings so much over the last several weeks, they flagged my Google business profile. So it's limited what I can show you that one, but I have access to another one that I will show you guys as well. Yes, Julia, I was going to do it at the end, but let me go and do it now so I don't forget. I want to make sure that you guys get this document. Let's see where it went. Here we go. Share. Copy link. Did I do anyone? Okay. If you guys see Rock University or Rock Title, like if I share this to you, no worries. We're a sister escrow company in Arizona and Nevada. So this is all still escrow options group. You just might see some different colors there. So let me go back to our chat. I'm going to paste this in there so you guys can go get that in the meantime. Okay. And I'll talk about this towards the end. And we are going to present. Beautiful. Hopefully everyone can hear my screen. Hopefully the audio is better. All right, Google Business Profiles. Many experts in the industry say this is the #1 source for seller leads, and I would agree with them. It is insane how much we are Googling, right? Let's talk about Google real quick. We just talked about it's the #1 search engine in the world. The second largest search engine in the world is YouTube. You don't think of it as it is. I've talked about NAR releasing a stat that 51% of home buyers go to YouTube. They choose YouTube as their #1 research platform. And I have agents ask me why. There's no houses on there. They're not looking for houses. Now, we used to say, just Google it, right? And we still do. Just Google it. We don't know something, Google it. But now we are going to YouTube because we are visual learners. We're consuming a lot of video content. And the reason I'm talking about YouTube and video is because when people are searching for agents or real estate services or businesses, a lot of times videos are starting to show up in those Google searches. So you want to make sure you are creating that content. I always look at where consumer behavior is, and it's video, short form video content. Okay. So somebody goes to Google or they go to Google Maps. They're looking for a place to eat. They're looking for a place to shop. Is this near me, right? Accountant near me, or real estate agent near me, sell my house near me, real estate near me. Tons of different searches are happening, and it's all being filtered through, the most of it's being filtered through Google, okay? And Google Business Profiles used to be called Google My Business, but they just swapped the name. And what they allow us to do is to be, and this is free, right? This platform is free. It's free to have a Google Business Profile, so why not leverage it? It will help your business, especially if it's optimized. So I'm going to go through here. Okay, first thing, Google Business Profile. So a GBP is a tool similar to a website that helps people find your real estate business whenever they search for real estate services in your area. Just like I was saying, you can see over here on the right-hand side, this is what mine look like, but this is what you've seen. I mean, there's tons of different ones on here. You search for a target, or all businesses have one, whether it's a product business or service business. Most businesses that are super successful have this in here, right? You're leveraging the current technology. So in a way, you can think of it as a modern day version of the Yellow Pages. Who remembers, right? Yellow Pages. Now they're just yellowpages.com. Okay, it's an actual website. Today, whenever a person does a Google search for professional in their area, like real estate agents in your local area, if the business has a Google Business Profile, the search results would bring those businesses near the top of the search results page. Okay, Google controls over 91% of the global search engine market. That's insane. 91%. So there's 9% left for Bing, Yahoo, all these other platforms. They control 91%. Because what do we say? Just Google it. Let's talk about ranking factors. Okay, and this will all be in that document as well. But let's talk about it. So there's 3 key ranking factors, and this is literally copied from Google's website for Google Business Profiles. Okay, so what are those ranking factors? There's 3. There's one. First one is relevance. Okay, and relevance refers to how well a local business profile matches what someone is searching for. They take this to heart. This is a highly rated factor. So does it match up to what somebody is actually searching for? And they do that through several different factors. They comb through your links, they search you on the web. They basically know exactly what service you offer, which is important, why keywords, blogs, all that good stuff is important, so that Google knows what kind of business you are. Google knows your location, right? Those keyword location keywords in there. You want to make sure you have those. So add complete and detailed business information to help Google better understand your business and match your profile to relevant searches. We're going to talk about some other ranking factors, and it will include third-party websites. So that's why it's so important that when you're doing an online presence audit, or you take this sheet and you sit down and you just make sure your Google Business Profile is in order, but also other third-party websites, your Zillow, your social media platforms. Do they all have consistent messaging in terms of what are you telling them, right? What's that content that's in there? Do you put that you're a real estate agent on all those different platforms? Is your phone number the same on all those different platforms? Is your email address the same on all those different platforms? That's how Google goes through and links them together. Google's not going to show someone a Google business profile if they're not sure it's a legitimate business, or if your online presence is low, right? They have to link contact information, bios, descriptions. The better that matches across the web, it's consistent across the web, the higher Google is going to rank you organically in those searches. Okay, so relevance. How relevant are you to that search? Distance, huge factor. Huge factor. Distance considers how far each potential search result is from the location term used in a search. So one thing we're talking about is the address in your Google business profile. It's actually better to not have an address in that Google business profile and to have service areas. So when you go through and set it up, it gives you an option to choose an address, a physical address. And quite frankly, we don't really have a physical address as real estate agents. Of course, we have a brokerage who may or may not have an address, but a lot of times in your ICAs that you sign, you state in there that you will not use that on a Google business profile or on your online presence because it affects their ranking as well. But that's okay, because service areas are much better than a physical address. And the reason is if you have a physical address and it says, let's say, Laguna or Costa Mesa, or I'm trying to think of some other places here, right? Specifically the city and zip code, right? It's very specific. Now, say that you serve a few different areas, right, that are close together. Like some of you might be familiar with Arizona, but in Phoenix, we have Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert. Maybe I serve those 4 areas and that one address is not going to allow me to show up. Say my address is in Scottsdale, and I have a client, somebody that searches homes for sale in Gilbert or sell my home in Gilbert, Arizona. That's a little bit further. So Google is going to think, well, he's just in Scottsdale. But if I had my service area set up to 4 or 5 different service areas, and I include Gilbert where I want to work, I include Tempe, I include Scottsdale, I include Phoenix. Anytime a search is in there, it tells Google, yes, I do work there. I'm available there, right? So that's why service areas are more powerful than that physical address. So if a user doesn't specify a location in their search, we'll calculate distance based on what we do know about their location. So again, remember, this nice little cell phone device basically knows where we're at all the time. So they know where a user's location technically is, or a good pinpoint of where it's at. So if you don't have a location in there or service areas, they will try to determine the best distance there, okay? So the biggest thing out of distance is those locations, service areas, okay? If you just have a service address in there, if you have a physical address in there, that's okay. You can add service areas to it in addition to that, but I would empower you guys to absolutely add service areas in there, okay? Prominence. Prominence refers to how well known a business is. Prominence is also based on information that Google has about a business from across the web, like links, articles, directories. This is what I was just talking about when we were talking about relevance. It's going to comb through the internet and try to find all your other profiles, your LinkedIn. And real quickly about LinkedIn, if you're not leveraging LinkedIn, it's one of the most underutilized platforms in real estate. It's huge for referrals, but they've been around forever. Their SEO capability is insane. If you Google yourself, most likely your LinkedIn profile, if you have one, will show up in the top 3, if not the first page. Typically it's the top 3. But Google will go through and they're going to look at all those different websites that you're on or that a phone number may matches to and try to make it match, which shows prominence, right? If you're across all these different platforms on the web, you show prominence. You have a lot of online presence. Google review count and review score factor into local search ranking as well. More reviews and positive ratings can improve your business's local ranking. So we're going to talk about reviews in a little bit, but they are critical to the health of your online presence and Google Business Profile as well. Before I move on from ranking factors, because I know this is, what does Google do to rank? They give us these kind of broad understanding of what they do. Of course, they don't give us pinpoint exact, but this is great descriptions on each of what's important and what they actually pull in their algorithms. Any questions on this? Cool. Let's talk about optimizing your business profile. So we're talking about 9 different elements. Really, it's 8 because a Google Business Profile website, it's not necessary, but I want to include it just so you're aware of it if it ever pops up. But 9 elements to optimize your Google Business Profile. Ensure your information is accurate and up to date. These are going to seem simple. These are going to seem like common sense, but you would be surprised, right? We have to take time to actually go through these and make sure that they're fully optimized. So ensure your information is accurate and up to date. Okay, we're talking your contact information, locations, all that good stuff. Select relevant categories. So you can have multiple categories on your Google Business Profile. Real estate agent is probably the most common and first one that you should use. Real estate consultant is another one. Real estate investing. We forget a lot about in our business about advertising investments. How I can help you take equity in your current property and go buy an investment property. So you want to make sure that you add relevant categories in there. Real estate agent should always be number 1. And then you can go through and add others in there, like real estate investing or consultant. Fill in a complete description. I have another slide on description here, but this is super important. Your description. They give you 750 characters. You want to make sure that in that description, it's not just your bio. And if you're using your bio, you want to make sure that you are optimizing it for SEO, search engine optimization. You want keywords in there. Okay. Location. You want to talk about location all the time. You want to talk about your name all the time. And you want to talk about real estate all the time, because those are the things that people are searching or looking you up as. Location, name, occupation. Okay. Add photos. Of course, you want to update with fresh photos, photos of yourself, photos of homes, beautiful listings. Add video. They allow you to add video. If you have a video walkthrough tour, add that on there. Of course, website URL, right? Your main website URL, you want to add in there. Your business hours. When are you available? Okay. Most people put 24/7. You don't have to put 24/7. Put something else, right? We have work-life balance in this industry. Although we thought we were going to get into this industry to have work-life balance. It's good though, right? So add business hours. And then this other one, create a Google Business Profile website. This is not weighed very much in their algorithm, like at all. This is just another free, simple. I mean, it's a very simple website. It's not necessary. Okay, so I'm not going to go deep into that. And reviews, collect a lot of reviews. Spread them out though. So we're going to talk about reviews in a little bit. Don't go and ask for 20 reviews today, because you would probably get flagged and be in my situation of, not being able to access your profile. Mine wasn't due to reviews. Mine's because I kept going in and editing and changing things in trainings. So I should have set up a demo one and not use my personal one. Julia, there has not been a set maximum number of photos or videos that can be added. No, not currently. That may change. And an add post to share business updates. So there's something in there that says add update. They're calling them Google Business Post. So I know, I don't want to give you guys another platform to have to go post on or anything like that, but this one is important. This one is critical. Okay. So they give you the opportunity to post updates on your Google Business Profile. These used to expire and they don't expire anymore, which is great. All right. So you're going to go in there just like you would post an updated blog on your website or a social media post or a graphic or a new listing or whatever it is. If you're posting stuff on other platforms, make sure to include your GBP. And I'll show you guys where you can actually add those. You can add photos, you can add video. There's call to action links. So say you're posting a new listing. Hey, new listing, gorgeous listing here in, I really got to get a list of SoCal places so I can stop naming Arizona. But here's a new listing in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, or wherever you're at. right? And then you have some photos in there with a call to action link. This is important because as people start looking up real estate agents near me, or they Google realtor or whatever it is, right? And it comes up in that search of the map. Just like what we do with Amazon, we're looking at photos, we're looking at videos if they're on there, we're looking at reviews, of course. We're looking at several different things to make a decision of either purchasing or reaching out. Okay, so if you're posting more updates and review, or more updates like with photos, videos, and just things that are happening in your world, people are going to start to look through those. They're going to be stuck on your profile, learning more information. And the longer you get somebody hooked, the more likely they are going to reach out to you. So make sure you are posting updates there. And excuse me, I just have to plug in my laptop real quick. One sec. All right, don't want this to die on us. Okay, so these are 9 elements or 8 ways, basically, without the GPT website that you can optimize your profile. So citations goes into a ranking factor as well. Okay, so we talked about the 3 ranking factors. Now we're going to talk about citations. They go hand in hand with those third-party websites. So citations from well-established sites help increase the degree of certainty search engines like Google have about your business's contact information. This is when I say Google will go through and comb your online presence. They're searching through, they're trying to connect things. Citations are third-party platforms. Your social media, Zillow, Realtor.com, Yelp, right? So the more that you have online, the more online presence you have, the higher chance that you're going to rank organically higher. So let's talk about what those citations are. There's basically 3 categories, okay? So generic citations are going to be Yelp.com, Foursquare, and your social media platforms. Now there's several more, but I'm just giving you these 3. Social media platforms are going to be probably the most common and most important for you to go and make sure is updated. Yelp.com, I know a lot of agents use that. There's other ones that you guys may be using, but these are what generic citations are. Now niche citations are more relevant to our industry. Okay, so we got Zillow, Realtor.com, Homelight.com, right? If it's a real estate website or real estate platform, that is going to be a niche citation. Zillow is a very important platform because of not only SEO, but so many buyers go there. It's important that you keep that updated, right? I know how we all feel about Zillow. We have to get over it. We have to play the game, okay? Leverage it. Don't be the victim. Be proactive, leverage the platform. You want to make sure that your listings are staying up to date on there. You want to make sure that your online reviews on there. You still should get reviews from Zillow, even though I think Google Business Profiles should be the #1 place you're getting reviews. But also, you have to make sure if you haven't had an updated review on Zillow in the last 6 months, you look inactive, right? So you want to make sure. Some of you might say, well, I haven't had a sell in the last 6 months. That's okay. You could still go in and update it. Zillow's opened up there. You can do consulting. So maybe you have friends or family that you may have consulted with, or that you can get them to leave your review. But look at your reviews. If you haven't had one in a while, you want to make sure you do. Geographic citations are going to be more local. So SAR, or We Serve, these are our associations here, 2 of our associations here in Arizona. Okay, so these are more geographic directories or locations or citations. Okay, so Scottsdale Area Association, West Valley, 602, that's obviously our zip code here, right? These are going to be more local citations. Your 2 most important are going to be these. Okay, social media platforms and your real estate niche platforms. All right. Make sure there's no other questions. Cool. All right, let's talk a little bit more about part of the optimizing your Google Business Profile. Let's talk about the naming convention, because that's always comes up. How should you name your Google Business Profile? So we talk a lot about SEO and keywords. And if you don't know what a keyword is, a keyword essentially is something like this: real estate agent. Okay. It is, think about it, how you go to Google and search. Those are keywords, and you want to use those over and over and over again in all of your blogs, all of your articles, any of your updates, anywhere that you can talk about your name, which is your brand, right? Your brand, your name, and keyword is critical. But in addition to that, location, 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 huge. Geographic location is huge for online presence. All right. So you can focus on brand keywords. So example would be Justin Taylor. That's the brand. Real estate agent is a keyword, but I would even take it a step further, do brand, location, and keyword. Example would be Justin Taylor, Phoenix Realtor. Think about it. I encourage you guys to pull out your phone, open up Google Maps, realtor near me, real estate agent near me, and get ideas and look at those profiles that pop up. Okay. Location is a huge factor, but you're going to notice that a lot of them have a ton of reviews. A lot of them are optimized. A lot of them use the keywords and location in their actual naming convention. And when we talk about naming convention, this goes above and beyond just Google business profiles. This is included in your social media platforms as well. So think about that when you are creating an Instagram account or Facebook page or Twitter or TikTok or YouTube, right? You want to make sure you are using this same naming convention, because we don't realize it, but Instagram is a search engine. Facebook is a search engine. YouTube is a search engine. People are using that to search. So now you can search in there and say real estate Costa Mesa, real estate Laguna, right? You can go in there and actually search those. And now anything that are tagged or have that naming convention or use those hashtags or all that good stuff will show up. So you want to make sure your naming convention is consistent across your online presence as well. Okay. It's just easier for the consumer, and it allows Google specifically to know that you are a legit business. Okay. So if this isn't how you're naming it, or if you have something else in there, I'd recommend you taking a look at it, maybe updating it, but this is a great way to optimize it. This one here, brand, location, and keyword. Okay. And you could, it doesn't have to be realtor. You can use a real estate agent. So it could be Justin Taylor, Phoenix real estate agent, however it is. But this is the best optimized version that you can use. See if there's anything in the chat. Jojo, I requested a client post on Google review, but they never posted it. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that in reviews. So in the last 12 months, Google has become very difficult in terms of, one, contacting them, but two, when it comes to reviews, which is why I said, do not go out and request 20 today. The last thing I want you to do is have your profile not banned, but have it flagged. Okay. And then it's a whole process to go through and try to get it, back so that it's visible to the public. Now, sometimes reviews don't get posted because it thinks it's a bot or just weird reasons. But I have noticed in the last 12 months that some reviews do not show up, or it takes forever. So it depends on the optimization of your profile, and it depends on really just what Google thinks it wants to post or not. Okay. It's not like we own this website or platform, so we can't showcase everything. And unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work. So I would still request reviews from other people. And if you're seeing that it's not being posted for several people, then obviously we should definitely contact Google and see what's happening. But if it's for one person not showing up, there may be factors in their Google account that are affecting that as well. So if they've gone and left a ton of reviews, or they've been flagged or something like that, that could be a reason as well. And it makes them think it's that person is spam or something like that. Okay. There's so many factors that can go into that. So we talked about a little bit about your business description. Okay. This is a vital piece to include. So make it count and focus on SEO. So the business description allows 750 characters. It includes service-based. You want to include service-based keywords like real estate agent. Okay, we talked about those keywords. You want to make sure you include those over and over. And for sure, geographic location. All right, so let me show you an example here. Let me go back. I don't want to lose our spot there. Okay. So this is an agent that's here in Arizona. I've worked with her for a long time, and we just recently got this all set up for her. But this is what her profile looks like. Now, if we scroll down, there is the description. Now, I'm going to ask her to go through and make this better because she doesn't really talk about geographic location, keywords, and things like that. But this is where you can go in and have your description. Now, once you're logged into your Google account where you're updating this, you're going to have some items here that you can edit it. So if I click edit profile, I'll be able to find the description here that you can go in and edit. All right. And I believe is it still 750? It is. Perfect. So 750 characters, you can come in here. Now, some agents decide just to put their bio in here, which is great. But remember, optimize your bio for SEO. Talk about your name, talk about your services, and for sure, talk about geographic location. So from here, I don't see that she even works in Arizona, right? So you want to make sure that you go in and you put geographic locations in here multiple times, right? I'm not talking like 10, I'm talking like a few, okay? Your name, of course, and you should be in here somewhere, even if you just at the end do a dash in your name, so it looks like you signed it, right? Because it's a little weird talking about yourself, like, oh, like right in that presence. But you want to talk about geographic location and also what you do. Do you work, you help list homes? Do you help buyers? Do you help investors? Right? Think about those keywords in there when you're talking about your, not just your bio, but your description, right? So maybe you need to go in and edit your bio a little bit, or you have a bio and then you also have a description for these business platforms and websites. All right, but you can certainly come in here and edit that at any time. I'm going to go back here. And we're going to present. Next one is products and services feature. This is highly underutilized, highly underutilized. So you wouldn't think I don't sell products and maybe I should add my services, but you do have products, you have homes, you sell homes. So you should certainly be adding your listings in here as well. And again, the reason is when people are going through and Googling and setting and searching for agents in their area, when they're looking at a profile and it shows current listings or past listings and it shows services. I help sell homes. I list homes, right? I work with home sellers. I work with home buyers. I work with investors. Those are 3 services right there. Okay. Maybe you help with renting and leasing. Add those services. You look like a well-rounded business. You look like the authority agent in your market because your profile is fully expanded, fully utilized, as opposed to another agent's profile that's popping up. Okay. Just like what I said earlier about Amazon, you go to look for a product, you're not buying the product that has 2-star reviews or has 1 photo or has a limited description. Okay. You want to make sure it's well built out. This is your storefront. So great place to showcase your current listings. You can add your current listings, showcase your services you offer as an agent in your market. And this will allow Google to understand the products and services you provide. I love that I put 2 Ds in there. You provide, and that's a great thing. Okay. That is a great thing. The more that Google knows about you and your business, the better opportunity and chance that you're going to show up higher in the ranking. So products and services, what does that look like? Again, I'm going to show you hers. It's going to be under edit products or services. Okay. So if I click edit products, it's just going to ask you to get started, name the product name, and maybe this is the property address. Okay. Category, create new category, maybe add in for real estate. Okay. What is the price of that home? Description. This gives you 1,000 characters. That's pretty much a listing description right there. You can just copy and paste from the MLS. And then the great thing is they allow you to have a landing page. So copy the URL from your website for that property. Okay. As soon as it syndicates and it's posted on your website through IDX, you can copy that URL and then paste that into here. All right. And then publish. You can add photos. Once that gets published, it's now going to show a tab under here that says products and services, and it will be displayed to the public. Now, if I click on services, very similar, what services do you provide? Do you help first-time home buyers? Right? Remember, primary category should be real estate agent, and then you have all these other ones. You can go through. Maybe you help with rentals. Maybe you help with luxury properties. Maybe you do land, new construction, right? Add all those in there. It's important. But products is a great way for you to be able to showcase more of your listings and give the user who's researching you or deciding if they're actually going to reach out to you a reason to, right? It shows that you're active. Just like I said about the reviews, if you haven't had a new review in the last 6 months, you might not look active. So you can come in here and add these products in there as well. All right, let me go back here. That's products and services. I'm going to present real quick. So products and services, right? So you can add all those in there. All right, and then reviews. Okay, you want to be a rock star in your reviews. So 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. Think about that. 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So just like if Jenny here was, Jenny was my agent. I worked with her. She was amazing. And I'm talking to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I think about selling my home. And I'm like, you have to call Jenny. Like, she's the best. That same thing, 88% of consumers trust online reviews, just like that scenario. That's why they're important. We should not leave those out. You know what's even better than written reviews? Video reviews. Okay, so try to see one client that you connect with that's down to earth and just would love to, right? You think they'd be good on video. Doesn't have to be complicated. They could honestly send a selfie style review. Hey, it's Justin. I worked with Jenny. She sold my home here in Phoenix, Arizona. It was phenomenal. She took care of everything. Highly, highly recommend her. Call her first. Boom, done. Okay, goes a long way.
So reviews are social.
Drives consumer action. They make you more visible. Okay, reviews are highly rated in your Google business profile. They make you look trustworthy. They expand the conversation about you. That's a key part, right? Somebody leaves a review for you. Others that are considering you learn more about you. Please, please, please respond to all reviews. If you haven't responded to any of your reviews, please go respond this week. Even if it's been a while, that's all right. Respond. Because one, it shows that you care. But two, it enables you to expand on what they said. So maybe they didn't talk about geographic location. Maybe I left Jenny a review and I left out that she helped me buy or sell my home in wherever it was. Okay. So then I would go in, Jenny could go in and respond and say, hey, Justin, it was so amazing to help you sell your home in Laguna. It was a pleasure. And then maybe it was a unique situation. You know, we got multiple offers or more money, whatever it was, right? You can expand the conversation, but the key is to include those geographic keywords. Okay, so think about that. When you ask your client to leave reviews, ask them to, make sure to include location. But if they don't, that's okay. When you respond, make sure that you include that geographic location in there. Because again, that helps the whole algorithm. Okay, keywords in reviews are critical. And then we talked about the post. So here's some post ideas. Reach beyond just your followers. Give everyone searching for your business a reason to come into your store. These are only, that's not true. They're not shown for 7 days anymore. So I need to delete that. They do not delete those anymore. So you post it on there, it'll be on there. But some ideas, new listings, right? All those new listings should be posted in there. Sold properties, you can blog style posts, market updates. Altos reports are great for that. Reach out to your EOG team. They'll be able to set you up on Altos market reports. It's amazing. Open houses that you have coming up, events that you're hosting. You can use video and photos in those posts. Certainly want to update those. Okay. Now, Google Business Posts can be done under updates. So if I go back to Linda's here, you can click Add Update. Under Update, you can choose which one. Maybe you have an event coming up that you can do, like an open house. But I'm going to do Add Update. If you have a new blog that you just posted on your website, a social post, if you're posting on other platforms, make sure you're adding it here as well. So they give you 1,500 characters you can paste in there. And the beautiful thing with each post is they also give you a call to action button. So maybe it's your blog and you click learn more, and now you're linking it to your website blog. Maybe it's an actual listing. Again, learn more. Maybe it's an actual listing. You're just going to click buy, right? Call now, tons of different actions. You can add photos and videos for those posts. Highly recommend at least once a week. At least once a week on there. Okay. I touched a little bit on ChatGPT. Blog content is not an issue anymore. You can write a blog in 7 seconds. So you have fresh content all the time. Market updates I just talked about, use video and photos. Okay. You can always upload there as well. All right. And putting it all together. So maybe you don't have a Google business profile page yet, or maybe you do. So where do you go to actually do that? You're going to do google.com/business. I'm going to paste this in there so you guys have the direct link. This is also where you can go to manage your profile. Right in there. Alex, yes, you guys will get I'll make sure to get the recording over to your EOG team, and it will be available on EOGuniversity.com. EOGuniversity.com, but I'll make sure that the video gets to the team and they disperse to everyone that did attend. This is where you would actually go to create your Google business profile. It's very simple. They go through a few steps. You just click manage now. It's going to ask you for a business name. So maybe I do Justin Taylor, Phoenix, real estate agent. Continue. What are you going to be? You are service business. We do not have physical location, service business. Category, this is where you can add real estate agent. But you can certainly add additional categories as well once you get in there. Where do you serve? This is key, service areas. Okay, so if I put Gilbert, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, I don't believe they limit you. So add everywhere that in your vicinity of where you're willing to, right? I mean, you don't want to drive. I'm in Phoenix. I'm not driving to Flagstaff to show a house. I'm not going to do that, right? And also you have to be licensed in a different association. But make sure you're including all those service areas around where you want to actually serve. Maricopa County, certainly can. Somebody just asked, can you do county? So our county here, the major metropolitan, is county. However, I would still do multiple cities in addition to that. And the reason being is because Google knows you entered in Gilbert. Google might know Gilbert's within Maricopa County, but I'm not leaving it for a chance for luck. I want to ensure that that's actually in there. But I would definitely add as many in here as that you want. Okay, it's going to ask you for a phone number, website. I'm just putting this in there. Of course, you put your actual website. It is going to go through a verification. So yes, you want to say yes, put your business on the map. Absolutely. Okay. If you want to get some tips and tricks from Google or just announcements, certainly click that so you can stay up to date. And there is a verification process. So sometimes they can do it digitally. Most times they're going to send you a postcard in the mail. So you're going to enter in a mailing address. This is not going to be visible to the public. This is going to be a mailing address. Cannot be a PO box. Has to be a mailing address. So if you put in your house, your home, this will not be shown to the public. This is just to ship the little postcard there. So you're going to enter that in. I'm going to say verify later, but you would enter that in. And then now you can customize a little bit. Okay. So you can add additional services, but you won't be you won't be live in Google, or you won't be able to go in and edit and publish anything until you verify. Now that takes 3 to 5 business days for them to get you that postcard. And then it gives you a website in there, you enter the code in and you're good to go. So I'm going to skip all this. You can add hours if you wanted to. If you wanted to accept messages on there so they can instant message you on there, you can certainly do that. Your business description that we talked about, photos, videos, you want to add all that in there. Okay, they give you 5. I wouldn't worry about that right now, but you get a credit to advertise with them. And then once you're verified, you can actually go in and edit. Once you verify everything, you will have access like this. Okay, you'll be able to edit contact information, all that good stuff. One thing I want to show you, let me check the chat real quick. Yes, it's just Justin@rocktitle.com. Again, you guys, we're a sister company to EOG. Okay, so we work together. We're not competitors or anything like that. But I do all the training for all these different platforms. So you can certainly reach out to me. And I'll get you connected with the team. Once you're in here, something I want to show you guys is to get those reviews, that link, you could click on read reviews, click get more reviews, and they give you a shortened link that you can text to your clients. Texting is probably the #1 way to get reviews. And the reason being is everyone's on their cell phone. It's a quick page URL that you can copy and paste. And virtually 99.9% of text messages are read as opposed to email. Okay, so you might get a quicker response via text. Copy this link, save it on a Word document, save it somewhere, save it in your email, somewhere that you can easily just come back and get to it. Okay, copy this link, but this is a specific link that you can copy just for your review. So if I paste that in, it's going to pop up a review box right away. Makes it super easy for them to click 5 stars, leave a quick review, and be done. Okay, so this link is super important, and that's going to be under get more reviews when you look at your reviews. Okay, read reviews, get more reviews. Okay, so a couple of things just to recap. You can always edit your profile. You want to make sure you get reviews. I recommend 1 to 2 a week currently. Okay, currently that may change, that may increase. I say 1 to 2 a week because they become right. Somebody on the call said that their reviews aren't showing up, and there's so many different factors. I don't want you to get banned or your profile flagged for spam. So start with 1 to 2 a week. Okay. Add in your products and services. Okay, any new listings on here, you want to add those products and services. Make sure all your information is optimized. Like your description. Remember? Keywords, geographic locations, services that you provide. You want to make sure you add those in there. And the last thing is here, add update. Okay, this is where you can go in and add a post, just like you would a blog on your website, your social media post on here. Please add this into your posting schedule because it will allow you, just like I was saying about Amazon, you're going there to look at products and stuff. You want more information. The more information you have, the more likely you're going to pull the trigger and reach out or purchase. Okay. And then, of course, I gave you guys this. I'll paste that in there again so you can, whoops, don't want to print it. Just in case people jumped on after and they didn't see it. I want to make sure everyone gets that. Okay, this is great. Gives you different ways that you guys. Your profile. So, right, talked about including brand name, keywords, review top 1 to 5 competitors that in your, right, wherever you're selling, look up on your Google Maps and see what other agents are popping up and what they're doing on their profiles that you can duplicate, okay, whatever they're having success with. Correct business categories, you want to make sure your products and service, you want to make sure you're using keywords. Keywords are important. Google business profile post. Right? Repurpose blog content 2 to 3 times a week, they say. I say start with 1. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Start with 1. But if you're getting to the routine and it's just added to what you're doing already, 2 to 3 times a week, you want to make sure you have every new listing there, include contact details, and then geotagging photos and videos. So you can upload your photos and listings with their phones at the location. Don't overuse own or publish photos. Take a photo of the outside of your office and inside. They also allow 360 as well. Okay, so you can use your listing photos as well, not necessarily your office. if you haven't set up a Google business profile yet, or if you do and you need to go through and optimize it, use the checklist and tools that I've given you today to sit down, take an hour and make sure that your Google business profile is optimized and set up correctly. Okay. Super important. This is by far a huge lead source that we are not using. It's a great way for you to be able to generate new leads. Think about it. Everything is based on location. Somebody's thinking about moving to Phoenix, Arizona, and they start Googling, right? You want to make sure you're ranking higher in those. Any questions? I'm going to stop there because I know I've given you guys a lot of information and some homework to go through. Do an audit on yourself or set one up, a new one up. Any questions on Google business profiles, online presence, branding, marketing in general? I'll open up to a Q&A before we pop off here. You can put it in the chat box. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, Justin. I have a question.
Yes.
Should we have a page for ourselves and then a page like for our team? Should that be a thing? Like I have just myself, Julia Calderon, Realtor, but then I also have the Calderon Group, which is the team I'm starting. So should I have both?
I would almost encourage you just to use the group. However, I would probably reference your name a lot in the description as the team leader and founder. And the reason being, you can have two separate ones, like that's fine. It just might confuse some consumers. Like if both pop up at the same time, you know, maybe they're like, oh, is this a competitor? Is it not a competitor? Plus, I would just double down on one. I mean, your goal might be to grow the team and to increase that business as a whole, because eventually, right, you can exit the business a little bit more and now you have a team. I would almost go the team route. You can have team photos on there, videos, but I would definitely reference your name quite a bit in the description and different things like that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. Andy, would there be an advantage of having a smaller niche and being the top ranked in a specific city rather than being in the top 5 for multiple cities? Would it rank you higher if you have the same amount of 5 stars, but you only serve one city? Versus the same amount of 5 stars, but you serve 10 cities? Not necessarily. So it's not going to really penalize you if you have multiple cities listed. It's just giving Google an understanding of where you actually serve. So if you served one city and had a ton of reviews, it's going to be the same in Google's eyes of if you have 10 cities and the same amount of reviews. They just know that you do serve other cities. And actually, the more cities, the better, because it just makes your business a little bit more prominent, if that makes sense. A little bit more prominent. So, and again, the other thing is how many times have we worked with clients, at least here in Arizona? And I have clients that say, I want to move to Gilbert, Arizona. That's where I want. And I end up closing them in a different city because it ended up being better for them. So imagine if I didn't have Gilbert on there and they chose, they started with the city they ended up with closing, and I never connected with them because they didn't show up on my Google business profile. Also, can you put a county as a service area? Yes, you can. Yeah. Yep, you can put a county. I would still recommend putting cities because think about it, has consumer search. I don't really see consumers searching. So Maricopa County is here in Arizona. I don't really see people searching homes for sale in Maricopa County, right? Think about it as intent. So I would definitely still include cities, but you can certainly include counties as well, for sure. Good questions. Any other questions? Did everybody get that checklist that I put in the chat box? I just want to make sure you guys got that.
Hey, Justin.
Yes.
I have a question. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for all these training. It's so helpful.
For sure, my pleasure.
Yeah, and did you do one training on Google ad for YouTube videos, or are you going to do one?
I can certainly add it in for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I've
would be
done
very
them
helpful.
before. I can certainly add those in. And I love that because I'm very passionate about video because I
Yeah.
know how much the agents that I've worked with one-on-one and coaching and even in my own, it
Mhm.
substantially has changed my business. You don't need to do video to be successful, but it will substantially change your business. It's phenomenal. And, Google ads through YouTube is a great way to get them out there more. So I'm going to write that down.
Okay.
YouTube.
When you say you work with agent one-on-one, is that another service you offer, or do you charge for that, or how does it work?
I have in the past. I haven't really had time because I'm doing so many trainings.
Yeah.
But I do have resources and people that I work with or myself that I can point you in the right direction or somehow help if that's something you're interested in. You can always do it to me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, guys. Awesome.
Justin, can I
Yes.
ask you a question? Is it possible to add 2 websites or more than 1 website on a Google page, or there can only be 1 website?
So currently there's only one link that you can put in there. However, you probably heard of Linktree or services like that will open up and you can showcase a bunch of links. So you can do that. I'm still looking at data to see. I'm not fully convinced that a Linktree is going to, I'm trying to think of these words, damage, right, your online presence in terms of Google, because having that direct link to your website, so Google can basically comb through it, like laser eye, go through it and it matches it up. I haven't really seen a lot of data on how a Linktree or a link like that would affect it. But I've tested it out. I haven't seen any negative effect to it. So you can certainly try that out and add maybe a Linktree or a third-party link that expands to multiple in there. So you can kind of point wherever the consumer wants to go. Maybe they want to see your newest listings or search for homes or get a property evaluation or go to your YouTube, right? Maybe you can have those multiple links. So short answer is you can have one link in there, but if you wanted to have multiple, you can use a service like Linktree.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good questions. Awesome, guys. I hope this helped you today. Even if you took one piece away from it, it was worth the hour. But use that checklist there. Go through, audit your Google business profile. If you have one currently, if you don't, for sure get one set up and go through the steps that we went through today. And just like everything else that we have to do in this business with branding and marketing and generating leads, one step at a time. I know it can be overwhelming, but schedule time with yourself. Okay, schedule time with yourself. Put it on your calendar, 1 hour. I'm going to go through my Google business profile. Treat it like you would treat an appointment with a client, because think about how important these factors are to generate new clients. It's important for your business. So schedule the time with yourself, do your Google business profile audit. And of course, let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you guys in the next training. So eoguniversity.com. You can always go there to see our latest trainings. I will upload, this is the last one for this month. I will get April up this week. That way you guys can go and register for those. You can always go there, and then under the VIP experience, you can see the recorded videos. And you can get it there. Ed, if you can email me, justin@rocktitle.com, justin@rock, just so I don't forget, because this chat's not going to say rocktitle.com. I will get that checklist emailed over to you.
Justin, quick question. So,
Yes.
like I said earlier, it's not just as easy just to change my email, like just transfer over my profile to the new email on the Google business page. Can you just not do that?
Can't really, no, you can't transfer. Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, change your email. You can't do that.
You can change email, yeah, but do you have access to that Google account still?
Oh, I don't know how to get access from it. I guess that's the problem.
Yeah, because if you don't remember the email or username and password, it's going to be tough to get in there. Or if you think you know what the email is or Google account is, then you might be able to get in there.
Okay,
that way.
I'll try that. I'll try that. And if that doesn't work, then can I text you, or I mean, can I send you an email and then?
You can reach out to us and we're, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
work with, do you work with Kimberly or someone over there?
I think, I haven't worked with anybody yet, but
Okay.
she's in Fullerton, Orange County.
Okay, just mention that in the email and then because I want to make sure to include them as well.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we'll get you taken care of.
Okay. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Yes, Mary, we'll make sure that all those videos get uploaded. That way you guys can see any past trainings as well. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I appreciate you staying the hour with me, and we will see you in escrow. Take care, everyone.